Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my dear students at Cairo Private School for Boys, my dear students at Preparatory 2, welcome to English and welcome to our new lesson. Our new lesson for today is Unit 1, Lesson 1, Part 2. This lesson is completion of Part 1. In this lesson, we are going to answer some questions, some of them about Marian's daily routine, other questions about the present simple negative and the present simple positive, and also how to make or how to answer questions about the present simple. Let's start. In exercise number 1, read about Mariam. How does she get to school? I want you, if you remember Mariam's daily routine, you can answer this question. But if you don't remember Mariam's daily routine, you can pause the video and read it again well and try to answer these questions. Pause the video to read the text and then you can play it and answer these questions. Pause the video now. Welcome back. Now, the first question. Read about Mariam. How does she get to school? How does Mariam get to school? From the previous lesson, we learned that Mariam gets to school by bus. Very good. Number 2. Read about Mariam again. Are these sentences true or false? Correct the false sentences. Try to read these sentences and try to decide whether these sentences are true or false. Then correct the false one. Pause the video and try to answer this question by yourself. Now we'll come back. The first sentence, Mariam does the same things. Does she do the same things every day of the week or all school day? Yeah, the sentence is false. She does the same routine every school day, not every day. Every school day, not every day in the week. Number 2. Mariam cooks breakfast before school. Does Mariam cook breakfast before school? Does she cook breakfast for herself before school? Or her mom? Yes, excellent. Her mom makes her breakfast before school. So this sentence is false. Number 2. Mariam sometimes listens to music on her way to school. Does she sometimes listen to music on her way to school, or she often listens to music on her way to school? Huh? Which is in the text. I think in the text, Mariam often listens to music on her way to school. So this sentence is also false. Number 4 and 5. You can read them and try to answer them. Now let's move to exercise number 3. We have to read these sentences and complete them. We are going to complete this sentence with the present simple negative and the present simple positive. As we know that with the negation of the present simple, we use don't and doesn't. Don't and doesn't. We know that we use don't with the plural pronouns, we use the I, and with the singular pronouns we use doesn't with he, she, or it. Now pause the video and try to complete these sentences, then we will check together. Pause the video now. Now try to complete these sentences. Number 1, Mariam doesn't get up at 7 o'clock. She doesn't get up at 7 a.m. When does she get? Yeah, she gets up at 6:30. She gets up. Here we add s with the verb get because the subject is singular she. She gets up at 6:30. Mariam make breakfast. Does she make breakfast or not? Yes, she doesn't make breakfast, but her mom always makes it. Also, we add s to the verb make because the subject here is her mom, singular. Her mom always makes it. Her parents at school. Do Mariam's parents work at school or not? Try to remember, yeah. Her parents work at hospital, so they don't work at school. Here we use don't because the subject here is plural. Parents, with the plural we use don't. Okay, here parents don't work at school, but they work. Yeah, here we don't add s because the subject is plural. They work without s. They work at a hospital. They home early. Do Marian's parents get to home early or not? Yes, they don't get to home early, but they get home late. Now, let's move to exercise number 4. Answer the questions. We are going to read some questions about the present simple, which begin with the helping verb does and do. As we know that the question that starts with the helping verb, the answer should be with yes or no. Yes or no. Now, try to pause the video and read these questions and try to answer them. Pause the video. Now, read the first question. Does Mariam listen to music in the bus? Try to remember. Yes, she does. Yes, she does. Number 2. Do her parents make the dinner? Do her parents make the dinner? Yes or no? Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Does Mariam text her friend before she goes to bed? Does Mariam do the same every school day? Try to answer these 2 questions. In the last exercise, we have writing and speaking task. Write 2 true sentences and 1 false sentence about your daily routine. In this exercise, you are going to write 3 sentences about your daily routine. 2 of them are true and 1 of these sentences are false. You can read this answer to help you and try to write the same as these 2 sentences. Now, try to remember, we use the adverbs of frequency, always, usually, often, sometimes, and never with the present simple tense. They represented the present simple tense. As we know that we use usually with 100% when you 7 days a week, for example. But usually, when you do something for 4 times, you can use usually. But often is little bit. If you do this thing for 3 times a week, we can use often. But sometimes is less. Yeah, 1 time a week we can use sometimes, but we use never when we don't do the thing at all. Okay, now we have to study this lesson well, the present simple tense. We form the present simple tense by adding s to the verb, or the verb is in the base. We add s to the verb if the subject is singular. Ali, Ahmed, he, she, it. But if the subject is plural, we use the verb in the infinitive. We don't add anything to the verb. The verb is in the base. For example, we say, Ali always watches TV. We usually go to school by bus. Ali and Mazen sometimes play football. These are the positive sentences. How can we use the present simple in the negative? As we said before, the present simple negative is formed by using don't or doesn't. We use don't, yes, with the plural pronouns if the subject is plural, and we use doesn't if the subject is singular. For example, I don't play hockey. He never sleeps late. Ayman doesn't like fish. Here we use never instead of don't and doesn't. And the verb also depends on the subject. He sleeps, he never sleeps. And note that after don't and doesn't, the verb should be in the infinitive. Let's move to the question. How to form a question? We use the do or does to make or to form a question about the present simple. We use do with the plural pronouns or the plural subject and does with the singular pronouns. For example, do they listen to music? Does Hussein work at school? Here we answer by yes or no. Do they listen? Yes, they do, or no, they don't. Does Hussein work at school? Yes, he does, or no, he doesn't. Also, we can form a question by using question word. What does he like? When do they go to school? Note that verb to be in the present simple is about am, is, and are. For example, he is a teacher, they are friends. And we use the present simple to express about facts and habits. If something is a fact or habit you do regularly, we use the present simple. For example, the sun rises in the east. This is fact. He usually plays tennis. This is habit. In this part, we use the present simple tense with these always, usually, often, sometimes, never, and every. We can say every day, every week, every month. By the end of the lesson, we have exercise about the present simple tense. We must do this exercise in our homework notebook, and inshallah next lesson on Thursday we are going to check these questions together. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.